What's going on, everyone? Kenney Conwell, aka Mr. Money Savvy, and I have Mr. Bryan John Pierre with me, and just wanted to get his input about working with us. He started working with us several months ago, probably about I think three months ago now, with credit repair and our done for you service. So just wanted to showcase his story and get some feedback from him about how he experienced the process. So Bryan, man, thanks for doing this with us.
Absolutely, anytime.
Absolutely, man. So tell me, man. So I guess what made you decide ultimately to move forward with even working with me, my company?
I had been in the market for, I want to say, quite some time. I want to say I've been trying to work diligently on my credit for probably about the past 2 to 3 years. Is when credit had been really preventing me from doing things like, getting a low interest rate on a vehicle, or even like moving into an apartment there. I've got like surcharge and like the extra deposits, and just I've always just been this guy that just uses a debit card, debit card, debit card. So when I was younger, I got a credit card, ran it up. I'm like, ooh, they're gonna give me free money, and then when I couldn't pay, I didn't pay it. And then that didn't affect me until now in my late 20s, where everything you do, they run your credit for it. And then I didn't have good credit. So then I'm seeking credit over and over and over, which is killing my credit. So I was in this vicious cycle for probably the past 3 to 4 years, to be quite honest.
Wow.
And I had reached out to many different people, many different, social media, Google, many different firms that specialize in this. And I was willing to spend whatever I needed to spend in order to help, direct my credit in the right direction. So when I landed on you, it just so happened that I actually went through with it, which most people, look for reasons not to, but I actually went through with it. And I'm obviously super happy that I did.
True, true, true. What do you think made you ultimately decide to go through with? I know you were doing a lot of research, looked at a lot of different firms. What made you say, you know what, I think Kenny and his outfit can potentially help me out?
Well, the one thing, you being local definitely helped, because we live in the same area. And we actually had mutual friends, ironically.
Right.
So that also made me have like a sense of comfort, because the people that you were associated with are people that may not know them personally, but I know they're pretty solid people. So I'm like, man, there's no way this dude's just gonna be hanging around other entrepreneurs that I know of and not be legit, I guess you could say.
That's
So
fair.
that at least opened the conversation. And then obviously, once I was able to get you on the phone and actually speak with you and have that consultation, it was just all the boxes were checked after then.
Perfect, man. Thanks for sharing. I'm always curious to get people's feedback about that. And um, ballpark range, man. You mind sharing kind of like where you started with the journey and then where you are now?
So from what I can remember, I know I want to say mid to late 500s is when I started. More than 15 inquiries. And I didn't even know the difference between FICO, Equifax, and Trance. I didn't know when one was pulled and when wasn't pulled. So I just went on Credit Karma, and I just always looked at Credit Karma,
Right.
until I realized, when I think we spoke on the phone, you were telling me the importance of FICO. So I always ignored the low number and just told everybody I had the high, whatever the high number was. So now, I'm finally knocking on that, I think I'm on my way to that mid 700 range. Right now we're, pretty 715-ish. From what I'm checking, the FICO is over 700 also. And
Awesome.
it's just, beyond speechless. I've done a lot of stuff, that I'll pat my back on, but this one, like, hands down, that is
Wow.
the biggest elephant in the room I've ever had since I was 18 and I got credit.
Wow. So
Yes.
what does this mean for you now, man? So I know you. So you went from, it sounds like, over 150 points, 160 points working with us, and I'm an entrepreneur, business owner. You're an entrepreneur, business owner as well. So what is this? What does this now mean to you? Now that you're in the 700 club, and you're a business owner. What does this mean what does this mean to you for your goals and your finances?
Well, now, man, it just really just opened the next phase of the definition of entrepreneurship to me. And I've always been around people that are entrepreneurs and they have like investment homes and they have a business and they have good credit. And I could always have the discussions, but I could never follow through anything because I knew I couldn't bring anything to the table when it came to stuff like that. So when people saying, oh, I got to go to the bank and, look for funding, I already knew I couldn't even get an apartment. So now I'm excited to really mature my portfolio. I want to look into investment homes personally. If there are opportunities for me to go into different business ventures with other friends, associates, and not have to feel like I have to depend on somebody for credit and I do like the cash, or something like that. Now I bring exactly everything to the table. Dude, that's makes you beyond more confident now because you literally feel like you can do anything. It's like you put a cape on your back and you're like, all right, what we got to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man. That's real dope. So what would you say to anybody who's on the fence? Because I have a do-it-yourself program, and then I have obviously the done-for-you service. And what would you say to those people who's like on the fence about thinking about working with us, with our program, and just hiring us to do it for them? My outfit.
Yeah. In my opinion, like especially with me being a business owner, I just have so many other things that will always seem to be more important than something like this, although this is definitely priority. It just helps, like the further you mature and grow in your business, you have to start delegating tasks to other people. And you can't always look at it as for the money or I need to save this or save that. Sometimes you just need to get stuff done. It's got to be done quickly. It's got to be done in a manner where, you're still on board, but you don't have to be involved in every step. And that's one of the things where I knew I wouldn't be able to commit to mailing this, checking this, looking at this, return this, send this back. I'm too busy for that. So with me, you could have told me the price was double. I would have paid it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just understand the value of having a team, Right. And with you, I was able to, be able to, you assisting my business and becoming part of what I've got going on here. Perfect. Now that phase, I can focus on what I need to do. And I know Kenney and his crew is doing his thing. And now we fast forward 2-3 months later, my business is still being successful, doing what I need to do. I didn't change no focus at all. And now look where my credit's a completely different guy. Although the only thing I lost was a little bit of money to get it started. And not even a loss. I just had to spend money in order to fix one sector, which is huge, if not the biggest sector when it comes to your business. Because you can have a great business, a great model, but at the end of the day, they want to see rap sheets, they want to see stats, and the first thing they ask you is your credit, man. Right. And now I feel comfortable, dude, going to the bank, apply for a little loan, apply for a credit card. Apply for a secured card. I was getting denied everything. Right. So now it's just like I'm so tactical now. It's like, well, I'm not gonna apply there because I know my credit's good. So like, I'm gonna wait on that. Let me do a little more research. Now, like I'm a little bit more like, y'all not touching my credit no more. Right. I made that mistake. So now let me read. Let me make sure. Shoot. Let me give Kenney a call. Is it a good deal? Before I do anything now with my credit. And that, in my opinion, every business needs to have in general.
Man, that is powerful, guys. And those of you that don't realize what he just said about the power of just basically, because I say this all the time, even when you guys try to go book a call, either you're going to have to invest with your money or you're going to have to invest with your time. But either way, you have to make some investment. And as a busy business owner, he said, hey, look, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going to invest the money to a competent professional and expert and then allow them to do what they do so I can keep focusing on what I'm focused on. But now he has this power to be able to take his business to the next level by just using that 3-digit score, 3-digit number, which is a credit score. So what would you tell anybody, Bryan, that's kind of like on the fence? That might even think, what, let me go ahead and use that S word, that thinks that this might be a scam, that we're scamming people. What would you say to those people?
This isn't it, man. I've dealt with the scammers. I lost $2,000. Before I came and called you, I found some guys on social media. It looked legit. They did, showing papers, this score, that score. I cashed out them $2,000. Never heard from them. The social media account disappeared. I called my bank. They canceled it. Turns out I wasn't able to get my money back because I used a third party, way of sending money. And so I've already lost enough. So I've got scars already. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's not like I don't know. It's really hard to tell when it's bad or where it's good. You don't know. They kind of all dress it apart. But honestly, like this is like, I'm beyond excited now to tell my personal clients, my mother, my father. I know so many people that keep stuff like their credit score it's just this elephant in the room. They keep it so quiet. And now it's just like, I'm so happy to be able to be like, I've got somebody now.
Wow.
Like, that's so, like, my network is cool. Like, yo, I got somebody for you. Guarantee 100%.
Wow.
That's huge. So if you're on the fence and if you think it's a scam, on everything, I've dealt with scammers, and I'm done. Like, I don't have to fix my credit no more.
Wow. So you touched on something real good, and I like to keep these things just flowing, and I don't want to go on a tangent, man, but what would you say? I know everybody kind of looks, what would you say to anyone to try to, I guess, help them identify? I guess there's no crystal ball, but just help that person identify how to kind of peep if it could be, I guess, some red flags, maybe
I think a red flag is definitely if the person is showing you their face, So the first thing I remember when I saw you were running a sponsored ad, and then it was you telling people to fix their credit. That's first, that this person is obviously comfortable showing them, exposing who they are, et cetera, and telling you to come work with them. So in my opinion, that definitely gave me a sense of reassurance that, I mean, damn, if he's going to scam, I mean, the worst thing he could do is just, like, at least hide or, like, show a picture of a car. Like, you could get this Ferrari. Dude in a suit telling you need to come holler at me. What else? It was sponsored. So it's one thing to just see a general page and hashtag credit repair, et cetera. But if somebody's taking the profits or the money in order to bring awareness to the business, that's also going to let you know, well, something about this has got this guy thinking, let me spend money in order to gain more, get more money in return. So I'm thinking from a business side, that makes sense to me. So right now, with social media being the thing, it's so easy just to put hashtag credit repair ATL. But then you've got a guy in ATL who's sponsoring his pages. Well, you gotta at least see what's up. You gotta call, set a call up, feel it out. And once you get Kenney on the phone, I mean, intuition's gonna tell you the rest.
Wow.
Intuition figure the rest out.
That's pretty powerful. I just want to kind of recap that, guys. So obviously, we're clearly not a scam. We helped over 24,000 people improve their credit. But I wanted to ask them those questions because if you're coming across, even if you don't do business with me, if you're seeing that this person isn't showing their face, they're not forthcoming, they're not transparent about their score, their story, their journey, and they don't have a lot of posts on their social media, then. And then here's another thing that Bryan said, but I'm going to go ahead and point out to you. If they don't have like a legitimate payment processor, like a legitimate way of accepting payments and send you over a link, and then they're asking you to cash app them, this, that, and the third. Again, I'm not saying not to cash app. Then those are kind of like telltale signs that person may not be legitimately in business, or they may be running a side hustle, So, and that's just, I wanted to kind of just close that loop for you guys watching this, is because, it's very important it's not just about what people look like, feel them, hear them out, and then see whether or not that's going to resonate with your energy and the direction you want to go in. So,
right.
Thank you.
Another piece I left out too, Kenney, which was key with you, is that you also, your page isn't a new car, a watch, 3 Ferraris, a new house, et cetera. Your page is consistently either testimonials or it's information. So when the social media is going against what people think we want to see, I got sucked into seeing some guy with 2 watches and a Ferrari. I'm like, dang, look what he got with credit. Kenney's not showing that. He's showing information, how to grow your thing, and he's giving the information away. That's also a telltale sign of how a person is. If he's not going to be impressed by showing you Ferraris and cars and cell phones, et cetera, and he's willing to give you the knowledge, it's at least worth a phone call. And like I said, from there, that's going to be key. So that's another thing that I remember when I was looking before, I would always see product. But when you go to Kenney, information, free info. Not you got to pay here. This is how you boost your credit. This is how you balance this. This is how it becomes like a reference point. And then that is also something that definitely stood out and made me comfortable, at least reaching out.
Man, that is powerful, guy. Well, thank you for sharing. I didn't even realize I was putting that much information out, but and thanks for sharing that, Bryan, and just bringing that up because I was just really just asking because some people at this point, we're not, but some people may not be able to determine whether or not it's a scam, and the reason why the Federal Trade Commission has so many, laws against this is because people can kind of just make themselves seem like they're a legitimate business, and then take people's money and disappear, and that's just bad karma, and that's just not nothing anybody wants to do. At least in my opinion, it's not worth it. You'd be better off just being upfront and just point people in the right direction, give them what they need, and it will always come back to you positively. So that said, man, so as I'm wrapping up here, man, what would you say now, since I think I asked this, but I just want to make sure I'm getting it. Now that you have the score, now that you have myself in the network, and then you even have the information to behave and have the philosophies to maintain your credit, what would you say your next big move is going to be now that you have this score?
So I want to get a new car for sure.
Okay.
So I definitely want to get a new vehicle because I'm trying to an older vehicle that's I've kind of had to hold on to with high interest rate. And my father actually is the one that took that car loan out for me because I couldn't get a car because of my credit.
Wow.
So now it'd be awesome. Now I can go and get my own car under my own name, etc. And then from there, it's really just, like I said, to expand my portfolio. Like currently now I own a fitness studio. The next step for me is definitely looking at other forms of residual income that I can take on independently or even with, co-friends or business partners, etc. Now it's just kind of time to just let's see what else is out there, to continue the stream of revenue without having to physically be at work all the time.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Well, I'm glad to be a part of your journey and be a part of your network, man. And hopefully anybody watching this video, you take some tidbits from what we share it with you and you're able to apply this in your actual life. And if you're at a place where you want to see if I or my team can help you out, click the link wherever it is on this page and book a complimentary consultation, and then just see if we can help you out. And if we can't, we'll be upfront with you and tell you that we can't. And then just but also, as I'm saying this, realize you have to take action. Okay, just don't look at this video and not take action. If you watch this entire interview and you don't have the score where it needs to be, then you need to do something. Make that next step be booking a call with us and see if we can help you. So that being said, stay tuned for what we're about to show you, and we will see you on the next page. Testimonial. So I want to show Mr. Pierre's credit report with Experian real quick. So we had a lot of work to do on this file. What's more so with late payments and missed payments with current account. So he started with us back in, I want to say end of November, early December. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull up his file from when he first started with us. I think it was probably November 27th. So generally it might take about 90 days. That's why I say the results aren't typical, but we can see where he started. He was at a 550 when he first started with us. And now his score has progressively gone up each month, but I'm just going to just fast forward to where we are now. Now we did get the results very, very quickly. I will say that. But if we just fast forward to where he is now, he's at a 706 with his Experian report. All the collections are gone. Any closed accounts that were in bad standing are gone. We've taught him how to build credit and basically where to go to start really getting everything knocked out. Then I actually have his Credit Karma pulled up as well, so we can see he's at a 702 with his TransUnion. And his score just went up another 29 points with his Equifax. So he's now in the 700 club and can start leveraging his credit to start building his business and help him grow his business with his business credit. So if you want to get the same results in your file, click book a call, and we will be more than happy to take you to the next level with your credit.